So a few months ago, I bought this, where is it? I bought this wonderful new 16-inch MacBook Pro. It's a great machine, it's super awesome, but it's also huge, heavy, and bulky, and it immediately made me think that this laptop is only for work at your desk. It's just too serious to work as an actual laptop. So I immediately started thinking, what can I do to have a more casual device for some light work? Then Apple released this thing. Where is it? Apple released the Magic Keyboard for my iPad. And I figured, you know what? That sounds perfect. So I ordered one. And then I remembered, hey, wait a minute. Logitech or whatever you want to pronounce that, also has a keyboard for my iPad. So I ordered that one as well. So now I have these two keyboards and I can't decide which ones to send back. They're both kind of crappy, but I'm gonna show you why and how. So the Logitech keyboard comes with a proper case. So the laptop, the iPad is protected on all sides and it has this flappy thing, which I'm told some people like. I find it kind of annoying. And it works okay. You can put your iPad in like this and it works as a keyboard, and it's kind of floppy and this thing keeps getting in the way, which is kind of annoying. I think you can do this, but the whole floppiness is, it's kind of unnerving really. This is a, what, $900 device? I don't want it flopping around. And to make matters worse, the keys on this thing are actually, they're super nice to type on. Well, they're kind of nice to type on, but it feels cramped. My fingers always feel like they're kind of too big for the keyboard, and like my hands don't really fit. I feel like I'm like this typing like a little midget on my lap. It's weird. Also, there's nowhere to put your palm, so you're kind of hanging off of your thumbs the whole time. But this floppy thing has a special feature. Well, that was close. It has a special feature. You can do this. So you can fold it over and you can still use your iPad as an iPad. It's also not super heavy. It's kind of, well, it's super thick. It's called the Slim Folio Pro for some reason, but it's actually super fat. Even when it's closed, you see it's still extremely fat, but it feels light. It feels like something you can hold in your hand and actually use as an iPad, as a tablet, and carry around and stuff like that. You can also, flop it over and you can still draw on the damn thing. Now, Apple's Magic Keyboard is almost as heavy as the iPad itself. It might almost be heavier. It's basically, I think it's 2 pounds, something like that. When you put it all together, I think it's almost as heavy as my girlfriend's 13-inch MacBook. So it's a really heavy device once you put everything together, but it has a couple of nice features. How do I put this together? So we plop it on, and you come up with, this is now the iPad with a keyboard. And what's nice is that, well, actually it's still a little floppy, but it feels very sturdy. It feels like an extremely sturdy machine. Everything works. It closes with a semi-nice stud. It's kind of, for fuck's sake, this is so annoying to open. Yeah, so I don't know what Apple was thinking about that. The joint is extremely sturdy. Now, the nice thing about this keyboard is that it feels exactly the same as my laptop keyboard feels to type on. I think this keyboard uses the same switches as the 16-inch MacBook Pro, so it's super nice to type on. And I don't know if you can really see that on the video, but my hands fit. The keyboard is a nice size. The keys, see if you look closely, the keys are bigger than they are on the Logitech version, and they're properly spaced, so it feels like typing on a normal keyboard. It doesn't feel like you're typing on a weird little midgety thing that you can barely fit your hands on. The trackpad is a total gimmick. I don't find it useful at all because you can touch, the screen, and you can do this magic trick where you can set the viewing angle, which feels nice when you're, I guess, watching TV, or why would anyone use it that way? This part feels nice. Where this fails, though, is that this is no longer a tablet. I can fold it this far, but it does... it fell off again. So it doesn't fold over, which means if you want to use it like a person would use an iPad, are you going to hold it like this to read your book? That feels weird. To draw on it, are you going to hold it like this in one hand and draw with the other hand? That also feels weird. So I think what Apple is actually suggesting is that if you want to use the Magic Keyboard, you have to use both the Magic Keyboard and a normal iPad case and keep switching between them. So I guess the workflow would be that you're drawing on it like this, you take it off, come on, get off. Put it on your keyboard and then get typing and keep switching between them like that. That feels kind of weird if you ask me. And I've actually seen some videos of people doing this, which this just feels ridiculous. Why would you, like, it's like Apple doesn't understand how people use iPads. So I think that after trying both of these things, oh, by the way, they both have backlights on their keyboards, which is nice. But I think that after using both of these for a couple days, I'm gonna send back the Logitech one because the floppiness is really unnerving when you're dealing with a $900 device, and the typing is just a much better experience on the Apple keyboard despite all the other flaws. Also, I think I ran out of the return period for my Apple keyboard, so that's the one I have to keep.